For 4.2, final project, My Communities Analysis, T-SQL Data Manipulation, I'll be taking you through the scripts that I have created in order to eventually call up a stored procedure. Initially, we're going to go ahead and start out with a question, and my question was, what were the three largest blowouts in the 2025 to 2026 college football season? For this, we're supposed to focus on a basic and concise question, and let's try to simplify it and attempt to revise it until the question is in its simplest form. This is what I feel like I've achieved with my question. And so moving on to script two, I need to understand how to begin to create an answer. Um, I need to understand how to return a precise answer that will also calculate the point spread between teams. I need to find a function or formula that will help me answer this question with precision. And I need to focus on simplification and develop the most basic and accurate answer to this question. Moving on to step three, this is where we actually create an ad hoc SQL query. So, in order to find which teams had the highest point spread or margin, we're going to start with a select top statement. I'm going to select things like season, home, away, and score away. And then we're going to take the absolute score from the home team and we're going to subtract that from the absolute score from the away team. And we're going to call that point spread. So this is going to return the largest point spreads during the 2025 season and help to answer the question in step one. Moving on to step four, we're going to go ahead and turn this ad hoc SQL query into a view. So we're going to start with a drop view if exists. That kind of helps us to eliminate conflicts with already existing views. And then we're going to create a view called V underscore top 8 underscore blowouts underscore 2025 underscore load. We're going to take that ad hoc SQL query and we're just going to go ahead and create a view. Turning the ad hoc SQL query into a view allows logic to be simplified and saves a select statement as a virtual table. When we turn an ad hoc SQL query into a view, it allows the logic to be simplified and it will save the select statement as a virtual table. When we do this, data scale, performance, and data model should be considered. Some answers may continue to develop over multiple steps or iterations. Moving on, we'll go ahead and turn the view into a table. So we're going to go ahead and start that with a drop table if exists, again, to eliminate conflicts from already existing tables. And here's where we actually create the table. I'll use the game ID as the identity. That's going to be an integer. And by doing that, we're going to create a primary key constraint. I'll go ahead and use season, home, away, score away, and point spread. So these columns have not null values, and the proper data type is selected per column. Some notes on step 5. When we properly name a view, it allows for easy identification as the source of a table. For step 6, load the table from the view using an ad hoc SQL script. We're going to be loading the table from the view, and that will allow the table to be updated using the view's logic. When the table is truncated, the structure stays intact, but the values in the columns are updated as needed. So you can see our initial insert into statement refers to the table, and this following select statement is going to be replacing values that exist in the view. And our final select statement returns all of the values from the table. For step 7, turn the ad hoc SQL script into a stored procedure. we're going to go ahead and wrap the previously created statement with begin and end commands, and then we're going to add above this a create procedure. So when we create the procedure dbo.top8blowouts 2025 load, um, we're going to refer back to this in order to execute the stored procedure that we're going to create. Finally, step 8 is calling the stored procedure. So this SQL command executes my scored. For step 8, all we have left to do is call the stored procedure. So this SQL command executes my stored procedure, returning the columns and rows that can answer my question. What were the 3 largest blowouts in the 2025 to 2026 college football season? So in order to show you this properly, I'll go ahead and select steps 1 through 9, and then we'll execute the stored procedure at the very end. Okay, no issues found. And when I execute the stored procedure, you can see that it should return the top 8 teams where the point spread was the largest during the 2025 season. So first off, we have the Florida State and Texas A&M game where the point spread was 74, followed by Alabama and UL Monroe, and the point spread was 73.